Hello guys, so today I want to talk about the different documents that are needed to stay in Russia because I get a lot of questions about if I want to come, is there the possibility to have a residency after, or how can I get a Russian passport? So in this video I'm going to explain how to get the resident permit in Russia. Not the resident permit, but the residence, how can I, the permanent residence, because the resident permit is a different thing. The permanent residence or the temporary residence in Russia, because these are the documents that allow you to stay in the Russian for a certain period of time. So the first thing that you need to understand, because you are going to start from the beginning, from your arrival in Russia, because most people come in Russia with a student visa, and that's what we are going to talk about today. We are not going to talk about those who come here with visitors visa or some kind of business visa. That's not our concern, because I do only student visa, and most people that want to come to Russia is with student visa, because as I said, this is the best visa to come to Russia because it gives you a lot of advantages in the future as compared to this other visa. It is renewable, you can ask for a residency, etc. So let's start. The first thing you need to understand is that when you arrive in Russia in your university, the first year is the language course, is the Russian language course, because you need to learn Russian so that you can apply at the university the next year. Because to apply at the university in Russia, you need knowledge of the Russian language, and you need to have a document that proves that. So that's why you get in the first year you get at the university in the Russian language course, to have the when you finish the Russian language course, if you pass, they give you your certificate of the Russian language course. Now there is a possibility not to pass through the Russian language course if you want to study maybe in English or in another language which is available in the university that you want to study. That way you will not have to pass through the language course, because you are not studying in Russian, you are studying maybe in English and you already know English, and you can apply easily in the English language to study in the university you want to study. So the first year, we are going to talk about the majority of people, which is those who want to study in Russian, because if you want to study in English, it's very expensive. It's very expensive. So as I said, the first year you study the Russian language course. Then after that, you move to the university. Important to note here that if when you are studying the Russian language, you are not yet at the university. You are in what you call a preparatory course. This is the preparatory department. It's not the university. It's like a preparatory department to get to the university. You understand? It's as if you were studying maybe Dutch, maybe I don't know, English language in a center in your country. But the difference is that you are studying Russian language here at the university. It's as if you are studying Russian language in a center in your country. You understand? But the thing is that you are studying it at a university here. But that doesn't mean you are a student. You are just studying the Russian language course. Now, when you finish the Russian language course, you move now to the university. First year university for bachelor's, maybe first year university, or maybe first year university for masters, depending on your case. So when you get to first year university, full-time study, not part-time. Full-time study, when you get to first year university, you have the possibility to ask for the temporary residency in Russia. What's the temporary residency? The temporary residency is a document that's given to you as a full-time student till the end of your course plus 6 months. I repeat, this document is given to you and it's available till the end of your course plus 6 months. And I will talk about why they add 6 months after the end of your course. Because when you get at the university, you sign a contract with the university, and usually there's a contract for the full course. If you are studying maybe I don't know, civil engineering, there is a contract for the full course of civil engineering. Maybe you are starting, for example, you are starting in 2026, maybe September, and you are ending in 2000 maybe 30, maybe I don't know, July. In the contract it will be mentioned 2030 July, and you sign, and that's the contract for the full range of studies. And when you ask for the resident permit, they ask for that contract, and so they will give you the resident permit till July, and they will add again 6 months. 6 months, July plus 6 months, I think is December. So they will give you the resident permit till December of 2030. What's the advantages of this resident permit? This resident permit allows you to stay on the territory without bothering yourself renewing visa every year. Because when you come to Russia, you need to renew your visa. If you have a visa, you need to renew it every year as a student. Every year you need to go to the university, renew your visa, renew your visa, renew your visa. But when you have the temporary residency, you don't need to renew anything because they give you that to a full. They give you the document for a long period of time. So you just stay with your document and you are okay. So that's it for the for the temporary residency. So when you get the temporary residency, now the next document that follows is the permanent residency. How do we get the permanent residency? To get the permanent residency, you need to have a certificate in a Russian university, in a state Russian university, not a private, a state Russian university, and you need to have that certificate full-time studies. Because if you have that certificate part-time, it will not be possible for you to ask for that for the permanent residency. Now, when you get your certificate at full-time, you have again 6 months. That's why they added those 6 months, because those 6 months will allow you to ask for the permanent residency. Because remember, when you get your temporary residency, they put it to the end of your studies and they add 6 months. Those 6 months are there to allow you to have time and deposit your documents for the permanent residency. So that's how things work here. When you get now your permanent residency, to get your passport is just a matter of maybe if you have a job in your field, something like that, then you can get your passport easy. You can deposit documents for your passport easily. So that's the road that's the road as a student. Now, if you get married to a Russian citizen, it is faster depending on the city, because there are some cities where, because the law came out maybe last year, that you need to wait you need to wait 3 years after getting married to deposit for the permanent residency. In fact, for any document, whether temporary or permanent, you need to wait 3 years before depositing for that document, because there was a lot of frauds. People were making a lot of fake marriages. I don't want to talk about some nationalities, but people were doing a lot of fake. So they noticed that people were getting married, getting married, divorcing after, and that was the business of a lot of people. They were bringing people maybe with a visitor's visa. The person comes to Russia, they find someone somewhere, they get married, they deposit for the residency, and that's all, and they are good. So that the law came out I think last year, that now you need to wait 3 years, and when the 3 years comes and you want to deposit, they will verify and they will see if you are really with the person, you were really with that person during those 3 years. So now it's really tough, because they need to be sure that you are a real couple, because a lot of people do fake. So that's that's for the marriage road. If you want to get it through the marriage, some cities you need to wait 3 years, as I said. Now there are other cities where you can still use the old way. You get married, even tomorrow you can ask immediately, you can deposit document immediately. So that's it. uh so that's it for I think you guys got what I explained. I said the first thing is the temporary residence. You can get that if you are a full-time student. Second thing, the permanent residency, when you have your certificate. And 10th thing, your passport. Passport is just a matter of no, it's just a matter of time. So I think that's all about this documentation in Russia. So now it's important to mention that when you're at the university in Russia, you can start part-time and you earn maybe full-time. It's not obliged that you start your year. If you maybe go first year part-time, you can change after. Maybe second year, third year, you can change and go full-time after. They'll just give you, as I said, they'll just give you the temporary residency during that period of time, depending on your contract with the university. So I think that's all. I think I explained everything correctly, and if there are some questions, you can ask in the comment section. So see you.